What's up, YouTube? We got a yo-yo review to do today. This is the one-drop yo-yos and SF yo-yos SK. So, two of my all-time favorite yo-yo companies, One Drop and SF, have collaborated together on this yo-yo, and this is the SK. When I first heard about this collaboration, I was super excited. One Drop teased some Instagram pictures that the SF yo-yo guys were at their shop, and they were churning out a prototype of this. Clearly it was this. And this honestly is very much, when you look at it and when you play it, you're like, oh yeah, this does play like if One Drop and SF designed a yo-yo together. It's exactly what it plays like. So let's get into the specs before I show you what I would compare it to and talk about how it plays before we play it. The weight is 66.1 grams. 66 grams is perfect for me, especially in a mono metal. To me, that's just about perfect. It's a little bit on the, like, it's got some heft to it a little bit, but it's also not like, it's long spinning, it's not super heavy, it's not a rock, it's great. Width is 42.57 millimeters, diameter 56.77 millimeters, flow groove response pads 4.45 millimeter gap, which is pretty much perfect for me. You can get a little bit smaller. 4.5 is usually about the standard. Not quite as wide as standard, but I kind of like that, a little bit tighter binds. Comes with the 10-ball flat bearing from One Drop, 6061 aluminum, and with that wonderful bead blast that One Drop uses every now and then. And it feels great on this. This is a tapped axle. There are no side effects on this yo-yo. And this retails for $44. Better yo-yos don't exist for $44. I'm not sure better yo-yos exist for under like $100, but better. This is for $44. This is the best yo-yo in its price range by a lot. I need to do another one of those videos, but this one will be on it. But let's compare what it looks like a little bit. I've got two yo-yos out here. This is the FFSS. As you can see, it sort of shares some profile similarities with that, but not quite. Lots of changes up there. Doesn't play like that either. 66. This is kind of a lighter yo-yo. This one's about regular medium weight. This was about a mid-weight class. This is a featherweight. This is a medium weight. But it shares some profile similarities there, but it's got like a little bit of an undercut there, and the cups are different. Still simple as far as cup designs are concerned, but this one has like an extra little indent finger spin cup, which we'll try out there in a little bit. The other area that I would kind of compare this to, and kind of where the One Drop flair comes in, is against the One Drop Countach. This is the QV. I would say it's kind of a little bit more beefy in the rims and a little heavier, kind of like the original Countach, but this one's the same color and has the same, so I figured I'd pull it out. But as you can see, it's kind of a similar diameter as the Countach, so it's sort of almost like these two had a baby, and it was a mono metal, and this is it. A little hefty at the 66 gram mark, but nothing you can't handle. They're a very comfortable weight in my estimation. Just a purely fun yo-yo. Nice step there on the inside, kind of like the way the One Drop benchmark 2016s were. They had that little step. It's sort of a very similar step to that. But I've been loving this thing. I've been playing the crap out of it, and I've been really, really, really enjoying just about everything about it. But I guess that's probably enough of me gushing over it. Let's go throw it, and I'll show you what it can do. Alright guys, we are back with the One Drop and SF SK. So, this is One Drop's first release this year, but I'm pretty sure this is SF's third. It's at least their second, but if it's not their third, it's at least their third release in 3 months, which is great. SF's pumping out the Yoyos, and SF makes great Yoyos, so that's great. It's good for everybody. It's good for me. It's good for you. It's just good. But I mean, this thing just plays nice. Like you can feel all the rim weight, tons of rim weight. Very powerful, nice long spin, but it's also just kind of floaty and fun as well. But like, if you want to push it a little bit, like it's stable enough that it's not gonna like just blast off plane or anything if you push it kind of fast. So I really have been kind of just enjoying this for everything. This is a really great all-around yo-yo, in my opinion. I wouldn't say it's necessarily competition oriented, but I don't think it would necessarily hinder you in a competition. It's just maybe not as wide as a lot of more competition-oriented yo-yos are nowadays. But that doesn't mean that it's not a good yo-yo. It's a great yo-yo. But it's definitely just kind of a more floaty, fun, kind of chill yo-yo. I kind of thought that the larger diameter was going to like get in my way of like doing chopsticks and things like that. But it's really been no problem at all. It's just kind of very nice. Just a nice yo-yo to play with. It's a good size, and I haven't had any trouble at all. This is my favorite grind finish. The one-drop blasted yo-yos, like the Kuntosh 5000 QV. I love that blast. I love that bead blast. It's so good, so smooth. It's perfect. It's excellent. Basically, good for any grinds. Dead smooth on the grind, too. It's just so good. So nice. As far as finger spins go, there is that little finger spin cup in there. It works pretty well. It's not the easiest yo-yo to finger spin. You would think it'd be pretty easy, but because there's nothing really to lock your finger in, you just kind of got to catch it and ride it right. But there we go. If you get it in there, you can get some decent finger spins. The flat bearing kind of makes it tough to finger spin on too, because if you're horizontal, it's going to rub against the response. But finger spin's doable. Definitely one drop's like kind of first foray into like a finger spin cup on a yo-yo. So very cool in that regard. I missed the whip, but I'm enjoying that aspect of it. Thumb grinds. Got a nice big lip there. Doable. You gotta kind of get it on the. Gotta kind of get it on an edge a little bit because there's nothing to like lock your thumb in. But if it's a little bit tilted, definitely enough lip to get your thumb in there, do your thumb grinds, and as far as smoothness is concerned, I mean, this is. Not only does it sound smooth, it is dead smooth. 10 out of 10. One drop smooth. Just great. Perfection. Awesome. Anyway, let's go throw this back on the desk. We'll take it apart and do pros and cons. Alright guys, we are back on the desk with the One Drop Yoyos and SF Yoyos SK. So this is one of the collaborations that I've been the most excited about since I first heard about it. Show you guys the guts of this thing. One drop machining is phenomenal, especially on the unscrew. As you can see, the flat bearing there. Spins smooth, spins quiet. The flow groove response pads. Little 8mm axle in there, which is good. Bearing is pretty tight on the seat, but it wasn't hard to get it out. You can see there is a step in there, and overall, nice quality machining. There's like, the step there. There's a little undercut type thing there, and then a few cuts in here for like the little finger spin hub, and just a good yo-yo. I mean, and I'm not surprised that two companies that always put out good yo-yos put out a good yo-yo, but this is great, especially for $44. Like, I was thinking, oh, you know, maybe it'll be 69, 70 bucks. That'd still be okay. That'd be a good price. That would still be a good price for this, but it's 44, which is just ridiculously. This for $44, nothing touches this. This is so good for 44 bucks. So good. Nothing in it's not even comparable to anything else in the price range. Clearly, I compared it to $100 yo-yos. Excellent for that. So let's do pros and cons. Pros, One Drop did that blast finish. It's my favorite. That's going to be a biased comment. Some people are going to have other favorite stuff, but this is my favorite. A nice finger spin cup there. Not leaving you finger spin enthusiasts out in the dark anymore with the One Drop stuff. So very nice finger spin cup there. Dead smooth yo-yo. I mean, especially for $44. There's nothing this smooth for $44. But what else would you expect out of One Drop? Flow groove response is great. I've never had a problem with it. It's my favorite response pads, and they're wonderful. I do like the One Drop flat bearing a lot. I think it's quiet. I think it spins smoothly. It can be a little finicky, but you know, usually I just kind of put it in acetone and I try to like set my own stuff up beforehand. Anyway, it's like, when a guitar comes with like thinner strings on it, I try to just restring it anyway. With the flat bearing, I try to clean it and lube it up just to get it playing smooth and nice the way I want it to. But once you break in the flat bearing, it's really a nice bearing. It just takes a little bit of work. That being said, you know, as far as cons are concerned, it's also very stable, but still, it's just a good design. Simple, good, fun to play, great design. Only con really I could think of is because there's clearly some horizontal element designs here with the step, with the finger spin cup. The flat bearing is not necessarily ideal to be horizontal because it can push the string up against the response pads. And as you saw, it does kind of pull the yo-yo back when that happens. So for you finger spin guys, if you really want to use this for horizontal and finger spins and stuff like that, you're going to want to swap the bearing out to something either concave or a center track or something with a groove bearing or something like that. Not that this isn't a perfectly acceptable bearing, and to do, you know, anything normally, it's not going to hinder you at all. But if you're going to go horizontal very much, including finger spins, with this, you're probably going to want to utilize something with more of a centering technology rather than just the flat bearing. But that's just my opinion, and that's really not even a con. It's just more of a like, hey, if you want to do it this way, set it up this way. It's just how it works. But it's gonna do it for me today, guys. This is the One Drop and SF Yoyos SK. This is awesome. This is probably gonna be on the next Yoyos that play way above their price range video that I do whenever I get around to that. But super good. You're gonna want to check it out. I know they just sold out of them. They had a bunch at PNWR. The rest of them went back and went up on One Drop site yesterday. Those sold out, and I know there's another run coming shortly. So keep an eye out for those. Keep an eye out. Follow me on Facebook because I will link to them. I linked to it yesterday when these ones did drop, or the other day when these ones did drop, and whenever the next ones drop, I'll make sure I link to it. But this was the SK. Thanks so much for watching, guys. Make sure you like and subscribe. I do Yo-Yo videos every single day, and it's fun. I have fun. We have a good time here. But cheers to you. I'll see you next time.